I should have had a creaky door opening or something. Because this is the Halloween, or at least one of the Halloween wines we're going to have. First one I've found. We might have more. We still got a couple of weeks for Halloween. This is Domain Dave from CheapWineFighter.com, and we have a Halloween wine. Or more accurately, this is a Day of the Dead wine, which is same thing, more or less, different culture. And this is a $7.99 wine from Trader Joe's. It's called the Dearly Beloved The Red 2020. It's a wine made for Trader Joe's by one of the largest family-owned wine company in the Northwest. You know, sometimes these Trader Joe's wines are from, who are they? We don't know, but they have a really good portfolio. I put a link to their site on cheapwinefighter.com review for this wine. And what this is a red blend from the Central Coast. The Dearly Beloved wines, they all have this Day of the Dead red silkscreen. This is, everyone has a different color. This is red. And it's a fairly intricate Day of the Dead design that looks fairly good. It's a skull. Back to the Very Earth is the subtitle of this one. So they have that theme. And it's a blend of, what is it? Zinfandel, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Petit Syrah, and I think I'm missing one, but it's the greatest hits of California red grapes, and they blend them together. And I think every year is a different percentage. It's one of those wines that they have the set grapes, and whatever is good that year, a little of this, a little of that. And what do they do? And it makes sense. They pick and ferment and age everything. Not age. Pick, crush, ferment everything separately, and then they blend it together. But that way gives them a lot of flexibility in what they do. I'm going to take a sip, because this is for a $7.99 red blend with a pretty cool skeleton Day of the Dead label, which would work really well with Halloween parties. And $7.99 is very affordable for a party. And it's a smooth red blend with some interest to it. It's got a touch of complexity to it. It's mostly smooth. It's got nice, easily ascertained flavors. Like, this is not going to be a wine that throws you for a loop or, what is that? This is going to be a comfort food wine, which is great. I mean, and it's $7.99. It's a solid red wine. I mean, it just tastes great. I mean, it tastes really good. I've had better red blends and that type of things, but usually more expensive. And if it doesn't have the depth and everything, it's $7.99. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be a wine that you have fun drinking, and it has a great label. And here's one thing. I don't like holiday wines. Like every Christmas, you'll see some wine with Santa Claus on a label, or you'll see some witches on a label for Halloween wine. And it's like, no, that's not right, because almost all wines, except for like the very, very youngest wines that you have to drink in the year, or a Nouvelle, Beaujolais Nouvelle or something, which you drink right away. Every wine has at least a year or two in the bottle, unopened before you have to go, and most of them are 5, 6, 7 years or more. So why would you make a wine that's good for a week, or like in the Christmas, a month? I mean, it's like why would you put a decent wine? Why would you put a lot of effort into the wine if you're just going to be able to sell for one or 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time? And, you're putting more effort into the label. And this is a wine that actually kind of, skull wines are good year round, if you ask me. I have never had a bad skull wine. I'm going to take another sip of this wine. It might sound like I'm joking, but every single skeleton or skull wine I've ever had, I've liked. And they're usually not the most complex things in the world. They're well-rounded, fruit-forward wines that are nicely balanced and maybe a little bit spicy and that type of thing. I mean, I think they figure that the kind of people who would like a skull wine are going to like a little bit of spice and maybe a little bit of a bigger, bolder wine. Maybe that, and I do like that. But it's like one of the wine truisms that you can't go wrong getting a skeleton wine. This is a skeleton wine. And like I said, it's made by a good producer. If you check out their portfolio, it's like, whoa, these guys are good. Trader Joe's has been selling it since 2009. We did the first IV Red in 2011. So this is going on for years, and they're still making it. It's still inexpensive. Still has the cool label, the silkscreen red label. Very nice. I mean, I can see why it still goes on because it's a good wine. And I just took my third sip. It's just a simple, easy drinking wine. I mean, it's not simple. There's a little bit of complexity. It's a nice effort, but it's comfort food. It's not or comfort wine. It's not gonna be anything that it's gonna blow your mind. But if you have a party, it's gonna be way better than the party. People sitting around talking and having fun, and it's gonna provide more pleasure than what you'd expect for a $7.99 wine. This is actually a decent red blend. So that's it for me, Domain Dave. Like us, we like a podcast, which I always have to say. It's like some kind of like law for podcasters. And we got more wines coming up. This is going to be the crazy part because holiday season comes in, and we're going to try to find all sorts of new wines. There seems to be a little bit opening up of a log jam. There was no new wines for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. They seem to be coming now. So we'll have more wines in the next few days, and on and on and on until the end of the year and beyond. So adios, bye-bye, keep it cheap.